Can I give you a very human moment?
Yes,
because
please.
I think you're going to accept it.
Okay.
I have to pee so bad. Can I just run down the hallway and come back?
I would love that. I was hoping
sure?
I was hoping you'd say that.
Because I could muster through it, but I'm going to get short and I'm going to be like wiggly.
I'll think it's coffee, but yeah. No, let's keep
All
you
right.
comfortable.
Thank you.
It's breaking bread.
We would like to thank the good people at HelloFresh.com for sponsoring today's program. No more endless recipe searching or spending money on whole jars of spices only for a pinch. I hate that. When you're like, I need cumin, and then you get cumin and you use like a hair of a teaspoon, and then it sits there and rots. Because what else does cumin go into? With HelloFresh, everything you need to make a delicious meal comes right to your door, pre-portioned and fresh. Plus, the included step-by-step recipe cards make cooking simple. For free breakfast for life. What? Free breakfast for life. Go to HelloFresh.com/freepapa. One free breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life just by going to HelloFresh.com/freepapa. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. And you break me out of jail. Free Papa. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm thrilled to be here.
I would like to, we like to start off with a toast here in our trattoria. Congratulations. I started your book and when I started doing like the jumps, like the YouTube jumps. Congratulations on diving into a huge subject, which is your life. But you have a really nice way of presenting it, and there's like a nice sense of humor and sweetness. And congratulations! That's not an easy thing to do.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
What made you decide to write that book now?
Well, growing up, obviously I got asked a lot, what was it like growing up with Frank Zappa for a father?
Yeah.
And then just somebody's just, their face just thinking what it could possibly be like and imagining the very best of circumstances.
Yeah.
And I always felt like it was Gail's story to tell. And for those of you who don't know, my parents were Frank and Gail, and they introduced themselves to all of us as Frank and Gail and did not want to be called Mom and Dad, and that was a good move because they were some of the least nurturing people I've ever met. But in terms of writing the story, if I had written it before Gail had passed away, I would have just written something about the fun times at the Zappa compound, and they would have just been like lighthearted essays or something. But after she died, she threw such a curveball by pulling a Sophie's Choice and just actively choosing 2 children to wish well eternally and leave 2 out, that I had to just stop and reevaluate what is family, what is trust, what is loyalty, what was that time I spent. We all sacrificed so much for my father's career and for his dream. Yeah. My friend calls it Pharaoh syndrome, where all arrows point to the top of the pyramid.
Right.
And so in my mind, growing up watching the Three Musketeers and whatever, the Brady Bunch, they all hang in there together. Yeah. I was thrown. Right. I was really thrown. Right. And so I just, to save my own life and to just, I had to just write and say this, what, huh? And I then, of course, looking back, I thought, oh yeah, this was hiding in plain sight. Of course, there was estrangement in my father's family and Gail's family, and I just didn't think it would happen to me. You mean estrangement? They didn't talk to their siblings, a lot of their siblings, and they cut people out regularly, and it didn't occur to me that you could do that to anyone at any time. Yeah. And so now when I meet people, I don't feel safer and safer the longer I know them. I'm just like, well, it's just more information for them to destroy me with. So your mom, what do you mean? She did it in what way? In what way? The Sophie's Choice. Well, she left all of the intellectual property to my 2 younger siblings that I helped raise. Oh. Yeah. Oh man, Shevitz. Yeah, yeah. And then they didn't go, that's a horrible idea. They were like, this sounds great. So I was was thrown by that too.
It is such a weird thing at every level. The Zappa estate down to people I just know in my old hometown who've got nothing but an apartment and one car. When that goes down, people, this weird greediness thing comes out of people that it's astounding to me. Like that attitude of that seems like the knee-jerk reaction would be like, well, that's not cool. Let's talk about this and figure this out. It doesn't happen to most people.
Right. If it had happened to me and Gail had said, make sure they get nothing, I would have been like, you absolutely. Yeah. I will defend your honor. And then she would have died. I would have been like, well, we're not doing that because she's not here. You just don't. Yeah. You don't do the thing the mean person wants.
Right.
That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. So was she mean growing up?
Oh yeah.
She was always mean.
Yeah. But here's the thing too. My siblings and I, we all got. I thought the same ingredients in the pot, but we didn't. And so, in some ways, their reactions, it's taken a long time, but I can understand their positions.
Right.
We just don't see it the same way.
Right.
So, but did they have
a different Gail? Because they were younger?
They did have a different Gail. Yeah, because it was a patriarchy inside of the culture of a patriarchy. Mm-hmm. And so it was always easier for Gail to deal with my brothers. And my sister was the baby. So
right.
So the babies get all the...
The baby's the baby.
The baby's the baby.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I wanted to put a sample, like a template will in my memoir, and I called a probate attorney, like, what's the thing I could say, like, in any situation, this is the thing you first refer to. Yeah. And I found out that in different states, it's different laws, so there's not like one cohesive document. On the East Coast, it's English law. In some states in the Florida area, it's French law, Louisiana.
Wow. Really?
And then it's Spanish law here.
Oh,
and so,
interesting.
Yeah, so I thought that was really fascinating.
Yeah.
But basically share everything. Just a simple thing. Just split it.
Right.
The bands that stay together have equal publishing.
Yeah. God, that is such a weird thing to be. What a spiteful move to just be just that. Like, we're not just sharing. Like, I'm going to make a statement with these things.
Yeah, and I think the thing too is that when it wasn't, obviously it's not the stuff. Yeah. It's not the money. And that stuff is its own beast, but it's the idea that somebody doesn't wish you well eternally and that's their final word. They're like, insulation. Right.
Yeah. Here's my final word.
And so you have to get bigger than death and bigger than the final word and make sense of that for yourself and shrink them down. Otherwise you just go crazy.
Yeah. Because it's such a, because they would have done that. Like, she would have done that, right? If she left all those people in her life, and like, it wouldn't be a big deal for her to just completely be like, oh, well, that's just them and cut it out. But if you have empathy and you operate like a kind-hearted human being, it's a little more difficult to do.
Yes. I do think there should be a dating site where they just show brain scans if you're missing frontal lobe, because empathy is the key to everything. Yeah. I find it so weird, things that just are so obvious to me as a loving, giving human being.
Right.
And just other people just can compartmentalize and just ice it out. And it's
is that what it is? You think it's just a brain makeup? Like what?
I mean, nature.
I
don't know.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
But they're that way ultimately.
Yeah.
Yeah,
rejecting the rejector always feels like the booby prize. It's such a weird.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to when I'm like, I'm a miracle because I'm just no thank you to that thing. But
oh, it's so complicated.
Yeah.
When it's I mean, we have similar story in my world, but watching it.
Tell me everything.
Yeah.
Enough about me. Tell me about your darkness.
Yeah. It's my wife's mother, and there's you have, like, you watch it from the outside. I'm not in that relationship, right? So you watch the meanness or whatever goes on, but it's so complicated because it's your mom. It's her mom. And, as a defender, you want to be like, well, screw that. I can't believe she said that. But you can't, because it's still your mom. It's a tough thing to
I had a friend who cut her
separated
mom out of her life
Yeah.
early on, like as a teenager. And I just thought, wow, I could not live with the consequences. I saw many therapists and I would go and I'd say, this happened and this happened. And invariably they'd say, run for your life. And I would say, oh no, I must be telling it wrong. Let me tell it differently.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out how I can create harmony. And they're like, you can't opposite this personality type. I'm like, no. Again, I'm probably I made myself sound amazing. No, I'm sure I was at fault. What could I change in me? And I turned into every kind of pretzel that you could turn into.
And the pros were like, no, run. Interesting. Oh, yeah. Well, my wife is in your shoes. She's not. She's
gonna love this book then.
Yeah, she is gonna love this book. It's so crazed. I was saying to my daughter, who's over there, when I was going through your book and reading it, and just knowing you throughout, and it's I said, "Aren't you happy that I'm not a genius?" This is literally my gift to you, is not being talented to the degree that my whole brain is consumed with harnessing my talent. I've got space. I got a lot of space.
I know. When I hear the word genius, I'm like, what got culled? What was lost?
Yeah.
Who sacrificed something for that dream to happen?
Yeah.
Somebody was doing all the dishes and all the driving and all the paperwork.
Right. Yeah. So. Man, I know. Now, do you think that he that wasn't a choice, or was it a choice? Like,
I mean, that's the mystery, right?
Yeah.
That's the mystery.
Yeah.
Because you're like, if you're that smart, can't you notice that the people sitting next to you are not smiling as much as you are? That's weird.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah. Yeah.
I write about how he would make himself a can of Hormel chili and not say, anyone else hungry around here? Not that I would have said yes to the Hormel, but still.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have been offered it and then say politely, no, thank you.
Right.
But
yeah.
it's just yeah.
Yeah, that is a weird thing.
One time we were on a flight and so much turbulence, and I was like, I'm scared.
Yeah.
And my father said, just don't think about it, and put a blanket over his head. How about a hand to hold? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not the genius around here, but it feels like a hand to hold would be the next logical thing to do.
Yeah. So that's probably the way it goes the whole run, right? Like, when were you cognizant of that kind of, like, because as a kid, this is just the way it goes. This is just normal. Was it seeing other people's homes?
Definitely seeing other people's homes, obviously seeing media, 16 Candles. I was like, wait, dads talk to daughters. Wait, what's happening? They say sorry. Wait, what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, certainly even going to people's homes and they sat for dinner together.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe it.
Really?
Yeah.
Right. See, in my normal house, that version of normal, there is a part of me as someone in the arts that thinks, like, because I'll go to some friends' homes and, like, they don't have a family and their house is a podcast studio and there's shit on the stairs and there's, like, strangers wandering around, and I'm like, wow, maybe this is what it takes. Maybe your whole life, even your house, even dinner time, it has to be obliterated. Like, are they doing it right because they've got all of this? It's just purely about the career. I don't have that, but there seems to be a fun element to living that way.
For the person who's doing it and not doing all the heavy lifting. Yeah, of
Was
course.
it fun for you as a kid, like just being like you're in this playground kind of a thing, or you're even at that age?
Well, I mean, we were certainly the go-to house. Our house, there was always under construction. Gail grew up in a military family, and my dad also moved around a lot, and so even though they planted roots in this house, it was always under construction. A wall would be moved one week, and then something else would happen. We had people working Monday through Saturday. We had to, in the end there was a guy named Antonio that we called Slave Tonio, and he'd even come on Sundays to feed the animals. And so So it was definitely, and of course, kids could come to the house and curse and get. My dad would walk through the house in the middle of the night in a slumber party completely naked. And I'd be like, oh my God. So, but yeah, that's
wow.
As the kid, you're just like,
Yeah. But did you feel like there's a little popular part to you? Like all the kids like coming over, or was it always cringe?
It created a, I just felt like an outsider. I just felt like I didn't feel my references were not the same as my peers.
Oh man.
Yeah.
How much of it is, I mean, this is all unknowable, but I just ask it because it's on my mind. Like walking through the house naked when there's anybody around is such a bizarre thing to do. How much of it is conscious and how much of it is just, was he trying to be different, or he just was completely from outer space?
No, I just think he just was not. He was thinking about himself and thinking about his.
Right.
I mean, I wish I had more of that. I'm sadly missing. Sometimes I fantasize about. Well, number one, boredom would be amazing. Just boredom to me was a luxury. And when you grow up, kind of battling chaos, you don't get to develop your imagination because you're in survival mode.
Right.
And so the luxury of boredom, of daydreaming, of having that just not feeling like somebody's going to come and, I don't know, just make candles in the nude near your playthings or something. You want to just feel like the world's going to remain solid.
Man, but there seems from the outside like this sweetness to him.
Oh, he was incredibly sweet. Never raised his voice.
Right.
Never.
Right.
I mean, never raised his voice. He got angry, but he did not raise his voice.
Right.
And so that was incredibly, that was amazing.
Right.
And I definitely inherited Gail's yelling because we just didn't learn proper communication style. I mean, I think it's Ram Dass says we were all walking each other home, but we're also all growing each other up, and we no one knows how to do this. And and communication is it's difficult, making room for other people's ideas, having respectful conversations. It's been modeled a few times in some presidents and not in others, and on the bigger stage. Yeah. And if you don't see it in your family or a teacher or a hero even, right? You want to see these kinds of things,
like see those examples.
Yeah, because if you don't have an imagination to conceptualize these things, then and you don't experience it firsthand, you're not even going to know about it. It's
interesting. It's because when you see some like a presidential figure like Obama with his family, and it was such a normal kind of like, oh, they're in love, they're taking care of those kids first, like that seems so, and then people would be freaking out, just like hating, and it was like, that's probably what it is. Probably a lot. I mean, well, there's race and all that stuff, but just at its core, there's people that didn't understand that looking at that was something to aspire to.
I mean, I cannot watch an awards show or anyone who thanks a spouse or a partner or a family member or some kind of form of support. I'm like I have to flip a table. I'm really? So envious that to not only to have support, but to have consistent, steady support.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, this is just this is science fiction as far as I'm concerned.
Wow.
Do I try to create it in my own life for my kid? Of course I do. And so in some ways that's been the most healing experience and also the most agitating, because you go, oh my God, it's so easy to say, I'm sorry, or this isn't about you, or tuck them in, or like, you seem to really like this, here's more of this thing.
Right. Just paying attention.
Right.
Just paying attention.
Very rare.
Man, oh man. So how are you so lovely? How through all of that, like, were you constantly aware of it and kind of like quietly taking care of yourself? I don't know. I asked that question too. I don't know. I don't know why I think like I think and feel like I feel, and I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because my mother's father died when I was in utero, and the grief hormone flooded the system, and I was like, oh, I'm feeling all the things. Right. Super early on, but it's
Or I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
You,
I mean,
you
that
got a couple
definitely-
kids. Do they come out cooked? And were they just always themselves?
Oh, yeah. They were
So-
pretty much, yeah, 100%.
So,
right.
I mean,
Oh, I gotta stop saying 100%. We need like a bell, or maybe a taser.
what do you want to say instead?
Anything. I'm just have you
Yes.
100% in the culture, and I'm caught up in it. I didn't even realize it was a thing. I thought it was just me, and then I'm hearing all these other people say it. So
But don't you feel like, I know you want to go to the 100 thing, but I want to get back to the subject.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like you were just given this weird goodie bag of you that
Mhm.
you came in with, and you have to figure out, what is the culture like about it? What can I do to compensate? It's like this, you get a package that you didn't, your eye
Yeah.
color, that you didn't get
Yeah.
to. And some people are like, I'm going to change. I'm going to make sure that it's smoother all the time. And they're
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to look like a duck, horse,
Right.
pig, or
Yeah.
a cat.
I'm gonna lift my butt and then suck the fat out of my gut, and yeah.
But you still have to do that work on the inside too. So
Yeah. No, I do. I mean, this definitely is, as you were explaining it, it definitely is an endorsement for nature other than nurture, because you were in this environment, but you were puzzled at a young age that you were baked. You do come out. I have the same thing. Like I know that I'm very fortunate to be positive and optimistic, and I don't have to conjure it up, and I never have.
wow.
Like as a child.
Wow.
Like I remember
I'm going to
waking-
leave. I'm going to leave now.
I know.
That's just- it's
I
just
know
not
it
fair.
really irritates
It's
people.
so
It
upsetting.
really bothers people, but we could be friends.
Can we?
We can.
No, now.
No, but it really was that's just
Yeah.
how I came out.
Yeah.
I mean, there were people around that kind of cultivated that attitude or whatever, but it was, yeah. I know, and I brought these kids home from the hospital, and when I saw them before we left, it was like, you saw, I'm meeting them. I'm not making them.
Right. This essence is there.
Yes.
Yeah, it is interesting. Do you think you give good advice to really sad people?
I do. I do.
And because it seems like it's not toxic positivity, where it's just
No.
that thing. It
no.
seems genuine.
Yeah, no, it's all wrapped in grief and heartache and all the rest of the stuff that we all have to endure. Yeah. I also am very aware that the attitude of, well, just suck it up. Just, oh, you're sad? Well, come on now. Like, that's highly unreasonable to say to people. It's not really the thing.
Right.
But there also is some elements of it that, yeah, I'm also a busybody and like giving advice to people. I love telling people what to do.
Back to the 100%. I think if we
Yeah.
as a culture can slow down a little bit,
Yeah.
then we can look for other ways of saying, I really agree with you, or that happens to me too.
Right. just downshift.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
it is a shorthand, right? 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I recently took out amazing,
What'd you replace it with?
fantastic.
Yeah.
At least I'm changing it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I love a thesaurus.
Yes. Do you have a favorite one? Like, do you have one that you at the ready?
I use the one on my computer all the
computer,
time.
yeah.
All the time.
I have one that my Aunt Lynn gave me, and she's since passed. But she was in a wheelchair her whole life. She had a degenerative bone situation. So when I met her, she was in a wheelchair, and she was probably late 20s when I met her, I guess. Anyway, she was really like in a wheelchair her whole life. My grandmother just took care of her, and she was so into language. She was just this was part of the nurture part. Like, that person was telling me to live in an optimistic, thankful, grateful way. That person, right?
Amazing.
Yeah. And one of the great things she gave me was this thesaurus. She gave me a thesaurus when I was going away to school, and she wrote inside some advice about going out into the world and what have you. And I still had that thesaurus. Oh, man. So like words and like changing them and know that it's coming from her it's beautiful.
Yeah, that was something that both Gail and Frank had in common and passed along to, I think, all of us. Gail read to us when we were little. That was thrilling. And my father, his vocabulary was so fun to listen to. And he loved naming things and making up names and making up things. And so that was really exciting.
Yeah.
But I love how Brene Brown talks about how healing it is to really get to the specificity of a word, because anguish is different than sadness. And when you can really name something, then there is relief. It becomes a skeleton key.
Right.
And it unlocks something and just really, it's the bullseye.
Yeah, the right word. That was fantastic. 100%. Do you read a lot?
I do.
Yeah. What are you reading now?
Well, right now I'm really enjoying listening to memoirs, especially read by the author.
Oh, yeah?
I don't like listening
after
to...
yours?
Before and after. I don't like listening to fiction. I like reading fiction, but I like listening to memoirs. And so right now I'm listening to Prince Harry's book, Spare, and to Griffin Dunn's book. They're both really fun to listen to.
Oh, yeah, Griffin Dunn. That's got to be good.
That's what's on my little desk right now.
How are your eyes?
My eyes?
Yeah.
If you stand all the way across to another state, I can see you perfectly. Up close, nothing.
Yeah, it's the worst.
The worst.
The worst. I've been reading so many things on my iPad because it's just big and I can do whatever and can read it except going outside. But I really love holding a book. I love holding a book. And man, the situation I have to create for me to be able to...
Holding a magnifying glass in front of the glasses, in front of the... I know, it's so much lighting.
Worst.
Have to literally put a,
Yeah.
Forget the beauty light. You're like, aim it at the book.
I know. It's such a bummer. It really is.
I know. The other day, a plane flew by. I was like, wow, FedEx. And my kid was like, what, huh? And I was like, this is not right. I shouldn't have eagle eyes and not be able to see your face.
Yeah, that's all backwards. So you were journaling when you started at 5. So you've been working on this
since 5.
Since 5.
Yeah, for 51 years.
Did somebody? It was because someone gave you the gift of a journal that you started it, right?
Frank and Gail did. Yeah,
and it looked special, and then you decided, I got to fill this up.
Yeah, that was. I received a book that had like the gold lettering, whatever that is. Is that filigree? Is that what filigree is? No, that's something else. Anyway,
maybe.
Gold bound, beautiful book, and it had that feeling of upliftment. The feeling you get maybe if you have a religious experience. And so this journal it just set me off on a journey. So
it's so great.
Yeah, and I cannot. There's not a pen that I can't touch, hold, try. I live for the pens. Yeah.
Do you have a go-to?
It's always changing.
Is it?
But I do love, I know it's bad, a disposable fountain pen is my favorite.
Fountain, yeah. I like the Bic with the blue cap.
Wow. That's
it's smooth.
Right.
It's smooth, it's the right thickness.
Right. Yeah. No, it has to, the ergodynamics of a thing has to match your your hand, your
you got to
vibe.
Yeah, there's a feel. I baked this bread for you, by the way.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I did.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Are you being serious?
I swear to God.
Because I'm really gullible.
Lena? Tell Moon what I did last night.
9:50 p.m. He was on his way home and asked me to preheat the oven.
I'm going to say it into the mic because I think everyone needs to hear it. At 9:50 p.m., I texted from the Comedy Store, and I said, I already put the Dutch ovens in, and I said, preheat the oven at 500. This was on the way home, with you on my mind. And then and then came home in another 20 minutes by the time I got there. And then I baked you that bread.
Unbelievable. No one's ever done that for me before. Thank
Really?
you so much. Yeah, that's amazing.
See?
Did you happen to bring me any of the starter? I'd love some of your starter.
Oh, no, but
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I'll follow you. I'll get it to you. You know, it's a cool thing. I have these nephews that that are starting to bake, and they wanted the starter. The cool thing, and Joe, you'll appreciate this as a new bread baker, the starter, as you're feeding it and stuff, it kind of, if you leave it out, it'll flake. It'll, like if it's on the side of the container, or if you just take it and rub it on a plate and just leave it, it'll dry out, and it's like a flake. You can crack those up, put them in an envelope, mail them across the country. They add water to it, and it comes to life.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I can give you both versions because we live
I'm going to
near
want
each
both
other.
versions because I'm going to want to experiment with that.
Have you done it before?
I did a bit of baking, and I was getting into it, and then I don't remember what happened. Oh, I started to look pregnant. That's what happened.
I was having fun, and my doctor said, "Stop whatever you're doing."
Or you'll have to have 3 colonoscopies this year.
Did they die from colon stuff?
No.
Okay.
Prostate cancer and lung cancer.
Right. Okay. Good. Then,
thanks for asking. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I want to look at.
How did anyone die from your colon? Good for you besides your aunt and the degenerative thing?
Man, I was thinking about this last night. I had all my best friends have died.
What?
Yeah, since I was a boy. But that we don't have to get into.
Okay.
But for the family, for the genetic stuff, my grandfather died when he was 70 of a stroke, complications from a stroke. And that is I was thinking about it last night, actually. I don't know why, but I was like, yeah, I don't want that to ever happen. That thing of being in there and no one knows, and you're claustrophobic in your own head. Oh,
yeah.
That ain't a good one.
No, I know.
No colonoscopy tells you that's coming.
I know, it's so true. If you knew some of the turning points, as we'll call them, that are coming, I don't think anybody would take one step forward. They would just hide in their bed and just be like, I'll just stay here. It can happen here. I'm only agreeing to it happening here. Under this blanket.
Looking great. I saw this inspiring thing. Did you hear about that Parkinson's drug?
No.
Holy cow. They have this new drug everyone's very excited about. They showed a guy, his wife filmed him in his kitchen making coffee the way he has been for the last 10 years, shaking like crazy and trying to do his thing. And then he's the candidate for this experiment, and they gave him this drug, and it's like just flawless, doing the same task in the kitchen the next day, just all in control. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know. I was thinking Michael J. Fox should get it next, but he probably has to wait so it doesn't look like he's jumping the line, as a celebrity. But, man, someone's got to get it to him. No one's fought harder to solve that one.
Well, for all we know, he might have taken it on the side. We don't know.
Yeah. It's true. We haven't seen him around.
I can't imagine that he's, and if he has taken it and it's working, why, just go do all the things you've been waiting to do.
Oh my God, imagine. Just do all of the things. We were born in the same year.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. What month?
September.
November.
Okay. Are you Sag or Scorp?
I'm a Scorp. Mm-hmm. So what are you?
I'm a Libra.
A Libra.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we get along.
We do.
Right?
I feel like this podcast is showing that.
Well, 100%.
We don't have to go to Linda Goodman's Sunshine book to prove that.
No, we knew that.
But by the way, that was something weird growing up, where when you see your own name in a book, and I'm in that book with my father as an example of a Libra and a Sagittarius getting along so well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Another thing that happened where my name was in a book, I was hopelessly single, trying to work on myself, and I was reading this. I think it was like maybe Harville Hendrix, one of his books about keeping the love you find or something. Anyway, as I went through the book, a couple in despair decided to name their relationship Moon Unit. And then it all worked out for them. And I'm like, I'm just reading, minding my own business. I'm like, I mean, that just doesn't, I feel like that doesn't happen to most people, where they find out because of you, something worked out. It's not working out for you, but it's working out for somebody else.
Yeah. You might be having a rough slog, but it's really, thank you. That's amazing. When you were younger and you were trying to figure it all out, did you emulate your father as an artist? Like that part of it? Was there that thing? I mean, you had the legendary Valley Girl moment.
I think I inherited his perfectionism, but not his output.
His perfectionism, but not his output.
Yeah, so he made 100 albums in his lifetime, and I have 2 books.
Right,
2 books are done. So.
Yeah, but when you were you thinking, well, I have got to create something as a
I don't think
you're finding your way.
I don't think I even really had a sense of what my gifts or talents were. I don't think I really understood that, and I'm still not sure. But
well, you're a hell of a writer.
I remember giving stand-up a try, and I remember thinking, well, it doesn't amuse me to keep saying the same things to different people. That's really weird to me. Why would I do that? That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But I did like getting laughs, and I did like the storytelling part of it. So then I was like, oh, maybe I'm more of an avant-garde, just improv type person.
Right.
Anyway, it's been an interesting exploration and then same with writing. First I was a music journalist, and then I gave television writing a try. But then I thought, why would I keep having the hero chase a goal endlessly every week? I'm doing that in my life and I hate it. I don't want to write about that.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. So there's like, I'm not a TV writer.
It sounds like you have a little of his cynicism.
I guess I do.
Of the culture, right? It's like you bring up these things, well, what does that matter? Yeah, he had definitely seemed to have that kind of a thing where it would be impossible to be around and come away thinking you were cool in any regard.
I think he was lonely a lot of the time. I think he felt peerless. I think he did.
Right. Yeah. Who did he hang out with? Nobody.
I mean, I don't know. I think luckily he liked what he was doing. So I think the loneliness didn't last as long as, say, mine. Right.
Yeah. His music was always, you always knew who the kids in school liked Zappa. Mm-hmm. They were very much their own thing.
Definitely.
They were a little weird. Mm-hmm. They were still in rock, like they were cool, but weird.
Probably neurodivergent.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely not popular with girls.
No. Yeah. But I dare you to say they weren't like that Zappa wasn't cool and that they're not cool.
Oh yeah, I mean,
like
that's
they
the
were
thing.
they were also very like this from when we grew up. They were very much the kids in the record shop who knew more than you.
Definitely, and the Dungeons and Dragons kids and the ones that are quiet and just observing, they have a lot that they're thinking about. I remember thinking when I was acting, why do actors get all the interview spots? Because they're just literally saying things that they didn't come up with. Whereas musicians, they're writing it, they're writing the lyrics, they're thinking about stuff.
Yeah.
Get a scientist and a musician, but of course they're too shy, so then they don't make good TV.
Yeah.
All the time. I mean, nowadays, a lot of them do, but when I was growing up, it was just all the people that were shiny on the outside. Right. But going back and thinking about the people that peaked in high school versus the ones that were just quietly I'm gonna have an empire someday.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, just keeping it themselves, just going at it. I know. It's so insane. Have you watched the Olympics?
I have not seen anything.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Oh.
Do you want to tell me something about it? I heard about the pole thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I heard about the woman who said, I'm going to get injured, so I'm not doing it. Right. I heard those two amazing stories.
Yeah.
Anything else I missed?
Yeah, the ads in between the events.
Are you being serious?
On NBC, yeah.
The ads in between.
It's very eerie.
So was it because of the production, like the storytelling is good, or because you love the product so much?
None of the above. It seems to be AI generated.
Oh.
AI filmed. AI elements. These people aren't in the same scenes together. It seems to me, right, and you really pointed it out, I was just kind of glazed over, that it seems like this is the first taste of, humans aren't making this. Right? It feels like, Joe, have you seen, you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I would say it's almost all AI stuff. Everything from the content to the process involved.
It's like this is the first time, and it feels synthetic. It feels eerie. It feels weird. You know, there's also the Al Michaels app. Al Michaels is a broadcaster for football. He's got a famous voice. Apparently, they recorded his voice, and if you go on the app and want to get the download of the day of what it is, it's AI version Al Michaels telling you about what happened.
Me.
Is that crazy?
It's
happening.
Justine,
it's so weird.
Justine Bateman, I'm so sorry.
Hello, Joe. Welcome to your daily Olympic recap.
It's
looking back on
It's
yesterday's
the AI
action from
version of
Paris.
him.
Catch up on everything from the games on Peacock.
Yeah, I hate that.
It's so weird.
I hate that. Justine Bateman is starting something amazing. She's starting a film festival where it's only going to be submissions that are nothing to do with AI.
Right.
And that's really powerful. And I've seen some memes going around that just say, why would I want to see or read anything that no one made? That's a terrible idea.
And do you
remember when comedy, it was just people trying to just like shock you? And it just feels like, oh.
Right.
I mean, okay, contrasting images and a thing. And it's just, I don't know. I'm not into it. And yet I heard a great use for AI is if you're trying to vision board for yourself, you let the thing build a dream for you and make suggestions. Yeah, I think that's hilarious.
That is insane.
Because I can't do Pinterest, but maybe I could have something else suggest.
Can I give you a very human moment?
Yes,
because
please.
I think you're going to accept it.
Okay.
I have to pee so bad. Can I just run down the hallway and come back?
I would love that. I was hoping you'd say that.
Because I could muster through it, but I'm going to get short and I'm going to be like wiggly.
I'll think it's coffee, but yeah, no, let's keep you comfortable.
Thank you. We all know that home-cooked meals are much better for you. You know, you feel guilty at the end of the day, and you're like, what am I going to give my family? What am I going to give my body? And you want to make food yourself, and then you end up ordering, and then you order fries on the side, and you act like you didn't order it. And before you know it, you've spent too much money on food that's probably not as good for you, and you feel a little bad about yourself. Well, HelloFresh handles all the meal planning, all the shopping, and most of the prep. It's easier than ever to get dinner on the table quick and painless. No more endless recipe searching or spending money on a whole jar of spices for only a pinch. With HelloFresh, everything you need to make delicious meals comes right to your door, pre-portioned and fresh. Plus, the included step-by-step recipe cards make cooking simple. It's such a great thing. The way they package it is great. It's very user-friendly, Joe. That's what I would say. It's user-friendly. So even if you're not a tremendous chef like myself, if you're like a cook at your level, Joe.
That's not a high level, Tom.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. You know what you should do? You should order it and then scurry home. Get the HelloFresh box. Everything's laid out for you. It looks beautiful. It's simple. You have all of the individual things for each meal. You slide it into the garage. You go in the back entrance and don't let your wife know you're even being helped by HelloFresh. And then you come out with this amazing meal, healthy, tailored to what you want. It could be protein meal. It could be a pasta meal, whatever you want. You go on the site. You can actually pinpoint exactly how you want to eat, and they all show up. And your wife will think you're amazing.
Oh, if I only had a code to get me a discount, I would do it.
How about this? I'm going to sweeten the pot by giving you free breakfast for life.
See, that's the hardest meal to prep for.
Free breakfast for life.
That's a good deal.
With HelloFresh.com/free papa. HelloFresh.com HelloFresh.com/free papa. One free breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life just by going to HelloFresh.com/free papa. And, you know, free breakfast for life. That's cute. That's fun. It's great. It's wonderful. But the experience of HelloFresh is wonderful because now at the end of the day, you're not going to feel guilty because you will have made a great meal very simply without even going to the store. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Free papa.
Well, we finished the show without you. I think it went well.
Now, AI would have continued with the interview.
That's right.
Would never have had to take a break.
That's right.
But I'll tell you something AI can't do. Make you that bread.
That's what I just said.
You did?
That's what I just said.
I'm telling you, we're on the same wavelength. I think we're going to be friends. I'm just putting in a sauna.
Are you doing the kind that has the red infrared
No.
thing, or what kind of sauna?
The-
Are you sweaty, the wet one, or the dry one?
What?
The wet sauna with steam.
Steam, yes.
Steam,
Yeah,
right.
the on the rocks.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, the infrared I heard isn't so as good for you.
I don't know anything.
What the benefits are, so we don't have strokes or colon stuff.
Are you a cold plunge person too?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, and I don't think I would be.
Well, no, because you have a nervous system that can handle transitions and surprises easily.
Is that what it is?
Cold plunge people are generally people that need a whole nervous system reset.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's actually one of the things that's recommended.
What do you mean by that? Because you're
It's just like it's like a turning your computer off and turning it back on. Yeah, it's a reboot. Yeah, the cold plunge reboot.
And the sauna is just a hang out and sweat.
Just feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
Just chilling. Yeah. Do we need to close this door? By we, I mean somebody that's sitting closer to it.
Should we go make a Starbucks run? We do a thing on this program where, you know, I like baking bread and we like the finer things in life. But also I grew up in New Jersey and I like to taste test weird things we find in the supermarket.
Amazing.
They're not too crazy. Are you vegan?
No.
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 I guessed you would be.
I know. I know. I seem vegan to myself.
Yeah.
I'm heading in
I
that
think you said
direction.
in your book something. Oh, maybe.
No, but I'm heading
No?
in that direction.
You are.
Yeah. Yeah. I eat fish.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is interesting. This is a curveball.
Okay.
Do we want to give her a more fun test then?
I'll eat
Because
whatever it is.
I got you. We were going to do these cauliflower stalks.
Let's try one.
You want to try it?
Yeah, I'd love to.
All right.
I
Because
mean,
I don't know if it's going to taste like cauliflower.
Okay. Do you want to have a cauliflower beside it? Well, you said cauliflower.
What did I say?
Cauliflower.
Cauliflower.
Is it made of collie dogs as well?
What do you say?
Cauliflower.
Cauliflower?
It's an for me and a
Cauli-
E for you.
Cauliflower.
Cauliflower. Where were you born?
You're 100% wrong. I was born in New Jersey.
Oh, you said that. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Does that make
Well,
sense?
in
Yeah.
Cali, we say
Yeah.
cauliflower.
Cauliflower. Well, we're going to try some cauliflower stalks. And Joe's a vegan. So this is kind of the stuff that he gets to eat. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Let's start with the smell. Wow. Okay. Yep.
Right?
Mhm, yep.
It's already upsetting.
Should I?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, and then you do it. right?
Okay.
They feel like those things that you have with coffee that's got the chocolate in it, and you dip a thing.
Oh, like a biscotti?
No, the little like the part. What are they called? It starts with a P. It's like a little French chocolatey dessert thing.
Oh, a pomfon. No, it feels more like those. You know, when you get a package.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's those packing peanuts,
Yep,
and then you don't know what to do with them.
Sure. Now.
Cheers.
Okay. Hello, ASMR people.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
I kind of like it.
Mm-hmm.
I would not say it's cauliflower or cauliflower.
It's neither of those things, and it's I could snack on it.
Yeah, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, this is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm hoping that, maybe they can
Are they going to be your new sponsors or?
Oh, maybe. They don't look like they have the budget. From the ground up, cauliflower stalks. Not bad. I like them.
Stalks, not the
Stalks.
florets.
Not the florets, right? Exactly. Oh,
Huh,
yeah.
interesting.
Just the stalk, which you never eat.
Right, they've found something to do with the stalks, everyone.
Now, neither of us can really see the...
Yeah, hold it in Tarzana, and I can see it.
Oh, God. I need light. Lena, can you see if there's really cauliflower stalks in this? I mean, that would be pretty... I don't think so.
Do you think that they just said stalks sounds better than florets? No one knows it's the florets that we eat.
Cassava is the first ingredient.
Cassava? What's
I
that?
don't know. Sunflower oil, cauliflower,
Cauliflower.
parboiled rice, rice flour, sorghum, whole grain rice, salt, natural flavors, multi-textured.
All right, I just want to know
I
if there were
taste the
stalks in it.
sorghum.
Oh, yeah, the sorghum, right. There's a lot of sorghum in this.
It's sorghum forward.
I hope you like sorghum.
I love it.
Because there's a lot in this bread.
I love it.
Out of 10, I would give it probably a 7,
I agree.
right?
I agree.
That's funny. I assumed you were vegan.
Yeah. No, I probably am.
It was because
starting
of-
today.
It was because of your alternative upbringing. I figured, well,
I know.
they-
Sometimes
they
people
probably
give me
can't let you eat meat.
Sometimes people give me a lot of tie-dye. And they're like,
funny.
I thought this made me think of you. And I think, oh, okay.
Now,
And then I take them out of my contacts.
yeah. How dare you? Drugs, though. He wasn't into drugs.
No.
So there
not
was
at
a
all.
drug-free house.
Yeah.
That's a blessing.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my
of
God.
course,
Imagine
yeah.
if it was all that weirdness and drugs.
Oh, that'd be the worst.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be here having written a book.
Oh, no. No.
No.
Definitely not.
That's a, yeah,
yeah,
thank
that
goodness.
I know. That is like, whew.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That being said, do you do drugs now?
I've just started, but it's going pretty good. No, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I mean, Frank really felt he was such a purist. He did not want any filter, any dulling, any dimming. He wanted the pure extract of his own creativity, and so that was definitely something that was impressed upon me, and also his work ethic and his integrity. And
Right.
even if I didn't like what he did, he owned what he did.
Right.
This is me,
Yeah.
and I think it takes a lot of courage to like everything about yourself. In a self-defense class, for example, what you don't like about yourself, you won't protect.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What you don't like about yourself, you won't protect. So,
Yeah, you'll be susceptible in that area.
so I would just let people hit me in the face. That's a good strategy in a fight. That's weird.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Or I probably would let them hit my love handles. I can't get rid of these things no matter what I do. I think they're going to the end.
Do you do butter or olive oil with your bread? What's your deal?
Mostly butter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Toast.
Oh my God. Is that I
With
mean, wouldn't
butter?
you rather have that than cake?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
did it.
I
Yeah,
did
you did
it.
it.
I
You
didn't.
did it.
I could have said it. I
Yeah.
didn't.
This is a victory.
Oh, that was good. It's so hard. Yeah, butter. You know what I really like, which is
Tell me.
fish. Okay, fish lady.
Instead of butter?
No.
I really didn't know where that was going.
You just rub a fish on it. No, one of my favorite things to do with the bread
Mm-hmm.
is lightly toast it, a little cream cheese, sardines mushed up,
Yeah.
and capers.
Nice.
Some arugula if it hasn't gone bad.
Mm-hmm.
I always get arugula and I can never eat it quick enough.
Huh.
And it always smells really bad
Don't blame
really
yourself.
fast.
It could be the arugula.
Yeah, it probably is. Stupid Ralph's. But yeah, that is no, people are kind of anti-anchovy or sardine, but I love them both.
Oh, I love an anchovy.
Oh,
I love a Bottarga.
oh my God, that
Is, I know. It's rude.
Man,
It's rude.
it is.
Bottarga is rude.
It's rude, but it's so.
It's so good.
What was that? Medeo, that Italian
Oh, yeah,
restaurant
yeah.
that moved. It was on Beverly.
Mm-hmm.
The down below.
When did it move? I haven't been in a minute.
They sold the building.
I'm gonna flip this table.
I know. I'm sorry to do this to you, but
this is the worst way to find it out. Actually, it's the best way because you're so kind.
It was the
hold the table. Go on.
It was.
Where can I get the Bottarga?
They had Bottarga in that restaurant.
That was the first time I had it.
Really?
Yeah.
The best.
And then when I went to Sicily, I just ate it at every single restaurant. I was like, who does it the best here?
Wow.
So.
I was thinking about doing it at home, but it doesn't.
Do it.
You got to kind of shave it off of
a
block.
Yeah. Is that too tiring? Can someone else do it?
It seems more magical if I'm not doing it. You know what I mean?
What if you just looked away?
I'm going to use your strategy.
And then when you look back, just
how
don't
about
do
we
it.
make Bottarga?
And then you just walk away.
But they changed it. They moved it over somewhere in the heart of Beverly Hills, like Rodeo, one of those, and it's not the same.
I am crying
Yeah,
on the inside. I'm saving the cry up for the drive home.
It was legendary.
Legendary. I guess we have to do something ourselves. Maybe we have a Bottarga party.
There's probably another place we can find
You're really trying to get out of it.
Yeah, because it was so perfect. I mean, it was such
you know
an
what?
elegant...
That's fine. Let's just go on a Bottarga hunt.
I feel like we're having a first fight.
I feel like we're handling it really well.
Are we? Yeah, I think, Bottarga hunt. That is, it's so interesting because I love it so much, but I literally have not thought about it in such a long time.
Yeah.
Wonder if Dantana's has it. No way.
No way.
That's just red sauce. Right? There's no way.
Moose and Frank's? No way.
Oh, man. When's the last time you were there?
I don't know, but when I was there, Anthony Hopkins was sitting at the counter alone, and I was like, I have died and gone to heaven.
Oh, that's great. I had an uncomfortable moment at Medeo. It was early on, and the only time I could get a reservation, my folks were visiting, and they loved that restaurant. And the only reservation I could get was like at 5 p.m.
My favorite time to eat.
Yeah, I know. Now it is 100%. It's the best. I literally at 4, I'm like walking around the house like, what are you guys thinking? I think we just ate lunch. Steve Martin and Diane Keaton were the only other 2 people in the restaurant at that time, sitting in a booth. And they're just legends. And it ruined the whole meal because I wanted to go over and just hug them and tell them everything. And I was holding that back and didn't want to ruin it. That moment, so I sat there, never approached, and just felt like we got to get out of here the whole time.
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing. Did you watch that documentary about him?
Yeah.
Incredible, right?
Incredible.
So did he date her?
I don't think
remember.
I don't think so. They just talked about art.
Incredible.
The best part of that documentary for me was
end.
when he was talking about John Candy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When he was talking about John Candy and Planes, Trains. Oh.
Yeah, there were so many amazing moments in it. Just what an original thinker.
Yeah, yeah. So what else are you gonna write now? You got the whole life story out now.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna take a little break. But I do love monsters, so I probably will go into it's the fantasy world a bit.
Oh. Can I tell you my favorite monster?
Please.
Godzilla.
That was my dad's favorite.
It was?
Yeah, Ahmet is named after Rodin. Ahmet Imuka Rodin Zappa.
Really?
Yeah. Not the sculptor, the monster.
See, now... I don't know how to feel. Because I adore you. And I feel like we're becoming fast friends. And your book is so good. And I like Zappa like you had to like Zappa. You know, like respect it and cool, and his interviews are super cool and stuff. But he also created a lot of obstacles for you growing up. So when you say that he loved Godzilla, I want to be like, my response be, cool, he liked Godzilla too? Or should I be like, I don't care that he likes Godzilla?
Well, we're going to discuss it on our Bottarga crawl, but
Yes.
I would say that the obstacles he created, I climbed over. So, and I'm all the stronger for it. So
we have love in our heart for him ultimately?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Because you say the word, I'll cut him out.
Can I just tell you something? This is the most rare thing. This is my favorite kind of a friend. When you go to them and they say, we ride at dawn. I need a we ride at dawn friend.
Yeah.
But in this, people now, they do that thing of like, it's an inside job. You have to love yourself first.
Oh, God.
I'm like,
no.
No, get in there with me.
Yeah.
Roll your sleeves up too.
Yeah.
Come for them. And then I'll go, let's calm down. I can handle it in a mature way.
Yeah.
That's how you get to the mature way. If
no,
somebody goes,
exactly.
let me at him for you on your behalf.
Right. I'll
Please,
go.
this is so important.
All right, good. I hope I'm not going too forward with this ride at dawn thing. I'm going to make an assumption here. But look, you're the general. So if I misstep, you could say, "Hey, easy, soldier. No, you're wrong on this one." But I'll be like, "All right, cool. He liked Godzilla. That's cool. I like that he liked Godzilla. I'm with you." I don't care if Gail liked Godzilla so much.
Yeah, Gail was the troublemaker.
Yeah, if she liked Godzilla, I'm moving to King Kong.
That's exactly right.
Right?
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, good.
You've summed up the book
Yeah.
in 2 Godzilla references.
I do love Godzilla though, and I watched the first one from 1954. Holy cow! Godzilla started. The reason Godzilla is so, they're all sick of me talking about it, but the reason Godzilla is so powerful is because the big bang of that first movie was rooted in such dark, profound places because of the nuclear attack that we launched on them. And it's really deep. It's really deep and heartfelt, and it all comes from that. And man, it was a good thing to go back and I was just like, oh, Godzilla's fun, and the new movie, and I'm like, I'm going to go back and watch the first one. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. It made me love it even more.
Are you going to do a side podcast just about Godzilla? Because I think you should.
I don't know. Who's
just
going to listen?
spitballing, but I think you might want to take us through in a Criterion collection kind of way. Just take us through the Godzilla movies.
It is pretty great.
We
something.
just listened to. We read, and then there were none, and then we listened to it on tape or whatever, the audio version, and then we watched 2 versions of it from the 40s and from the early 2000s. It's so fun to just kind of go on that that ride of seeing all the different iterations of it, and the early racism that then they tried to like make okay with a weird makeout scene when people are like, I'm scared I'm gonna die. La, 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 la. It just doesn't make any sense, but
you go with it. Now, how, as you are a great mom, despite your mom, you learned how to do it the right way.
Well, let's let our kids decide how we are as parents. I can pat myself on the back, but I'm just not doing the things that were done to me, I hope.
Right.
So,
but
go on.
Go
on with a compliment I couldn't take.
Just as a mom, just as mom advice. If you were me and you love Godzilla, and then they have this new movie that comes out that won an Academy Award.
Didn't know that, but go on.
Yeah, and I'm blanking on the name of it. The last Godzilla minus one, and
based on the Agatha Christie story. Just kidding.
And you loved, and it's possibly one of the greatest Godzilla movies of all time. And you told your daughter, who is really into film and writing, that she has to watch Godzilla minus one with you. And then she was home for the summer and refuses to watch it. What would you do to that child?
Does that child have a car?
No.
Don't give it one.
Okay.
I mean, hold that over their head until they've seen the film.
Okay.
Right? And then give them the most fancy car afterwards, like a Mercedes SUV or something. I don't know.
I don't think you're that great a mom anymore. I was with you over the first half.
No, I do know a funny story about one of my favorite mom stories is, and I won't say who it is, but she had a kid that was getting bullied at school, and she said, okay, it was going on for a while, and then she said, okay, tomorrow you're going to punch that child, and then you're going to get called into the principal's office, and then I'm going to get called into the principal's office, and we're going to sit there, and we're going to listen to that principal say, you shouldn't have done it, it's wrong, and we're both going to nod our heads, say sorry, and then we're going shopping.
Oh, that's amazing.
Because that child will never do it again.
Oh, that's great. What a great one. So if I could read between the lines, you're saying I should punch my daughter.
I don't think I said punch, but
That's amazing. That is really cool. So what monster do you like?
I love a werewolf.
Uh-huh.
I love a Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
I love a Frankenstein.
You ever see the Abbott and Costello one?
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Isn't it really great?
Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah.
Because you get all the monsters in there, and they're.
I think monster movies let us tell stories we can't tell otherwise. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So would you create another monster, or would you?
I probably would take a genre that's known, familiar, and then just kind of twist it a bit.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of twists on the vampire.
Yeah.
Not a lot on the mummy.
Mm-hmm. By the way,
some on werewolf.
By the way, I am obsessed with this Egyptologist. I'm gonna send you her Instagram.
Okay.
Her name's I think it's Dr. Colleen Darnell, and she's an Egyptologist, and I am obsessed with her. I would like to be her, not only in another life, but starting now.
What do you have to do? Go to Egypt?
I wish she would take me to Egypt. She's living life like it's the 1920s, and she's an Egyptologist in the 1920s.
Oh, really?
And I give standing ovations in my house to her. I just came.
What do you mean? What does she do? Like
I don't even want to spoil it for you.
She's discovering things. She's going looking for.
She can read hieroglyphics. Number one, How badass is that?
Wow.
And legit, and she's a legit professor of Egyptology, and
wow.
And she is she has all kinds of photo shoots and does video things, and I don't even want to give it away. It's just it's so good. But every single time I'm just like, oh my God, keep it coming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Now that you say it, though. Now that all those images are going through my head, there has been some mummy stuff, right? There was those they made rides out of it at Universal and stuff. Yeah, and Raiders of the Lost Ark had some mummy stuff.
And then it doesn't matter what color, creed, it doesn't matter,
right?
And that's the thing about monster movies is that it's an equalizer.
Yeah, that's really true.
Yeah, because then you can just get to the story part because it's so annoying. All the whatever.
Yeah, trying to check all the boxes.
Mm-hmm. It's exhausting. Just cut to monsters.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, there's a place to deal with that, and now we're dealing with just fear.
Mm-hmm.
What about combining them into a new monster? He's part mummy, part Dracula?
Sure. Mm-hmm. I love something that you could wipe with, and could also bite you.
It's so funny how quickly we can turn things into comedy. We were going to go into a dark place with this monster stuff, and now it's like, no, we have a guy that's constantly providing you with toilet paper.
Do you know what another thing I really love? Side note. Grapefruit spoons. They are so underrated.
Yeah, I know, but it's a sore spot with me because I'm on a statin, and you're not allowed to have grapefruit.
I am so sorry I brought it up.
That's all right.
I couldn't have known.
I love grapefruit so much. I've always loved grapefruit, and the grapefruit spoon, you're exactly right.
Could you use the spoon for something else?
What?
Butter?
That won't spread. It'll get stuck in the thing. Will you have the sardines, you think?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Good.
I might not have the cream cheese with it, though.
Why?
Well, as I'm heading towards vegan and eliminating the fish, I'm gonna just take one thing away first.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Maybe I'll taste it and then stop.
All right. I'm going to get you some starter.
Great.
You're going to tell me about the Egyptologist.
Yeah. Colleen Darnell.
Colleen Darnell.
Mm-hmm. Don't know the handle, but yes.
Are you going to take the cauliflower stalks, or are you going to give them to Joe?
I am going to give them to Joe.
Mm-hmm.
But I am going to cook a cauliflower at my house later today.
Okay, that's very nice.
Yeah, in honor of having tasted them.
Congratulations on the book.
Thank you so much.
Really.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's such a good feeling when you actually get it in your hands.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to when people read it and hearing if it helped them, because so many things have just, again, been a skeleton key for me, just saved my life. So,
yeah. Do you feel a lot better after having it all done? Like,
I thought I would feel like I'd purge something and then the next thing would just automatically just rise to the top. But I don't. I think I just, I think I'm still in shock that I did it.
That you did it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had any blowback from people in the orbit?
No, but they that no one's read it yet. So
right.
I hope I don't have any blowback.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, it sounds like you dealt with the truth, so that's on them.
Well, and they have their own stories too. If
right.
there is blowback, so.
Right. Well, this was really nice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and let's continue doing more things.
Okay.
All right.